Okay, so this, just for people who are watching, is another one of those, Lori has no idea what I want to talk about. It's unscripted, there's no outline, there's no nothing. It's just something I wanted to talk to her about.
Honest raw
And
talk.
I think, yeah. And I think it's probably, well, not probably, I think it's something that a lot of people deal with. So something I'm learning about myself is that most of the times that I break my fast sooner than I should,
Mm-hmm.
or that I eat something that I shouldn't, it's because I'm stressed. Right?
Yeah, you've heard me say stress tastes like chocolate.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I also want to back up for a second because I sometimes I don't like the word shouldn't. When I say I eat something I shouldn't, I eat something that when I'm being rational, I know is not a healthy choice.
Okay.
Okay. So I've been thinking more this week about how to fix that. And it's one of those things, like we have done videos about when you first start fasting and you are going to be more hungry than usual.
Mm-hmm.
You know, eventually that intense hunger you have when you're not eating does go away. It's not as intense, you know, once you've been fasting regularly for a while. And we talk about when you hit those spots and you really want to eat, there's some things you can do. Okay. So I think stress eating has been one of those things that it's easy for me to tell somebody else how to handle it.
Oh, sure. Do as I say, not as I do.
Right. But then I just don't think about those things when it comes down to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's because when I'm stressed, and again, I think a lot of other people are the same way, it's like your adrenaline takes over or your anxiety takes over. Like you're not rational in that moment. You don't stop and say, calm down.
Right.
You know, and I think that's exactly what I need to start doing is be more aware of when I feel my stress going up and say, let's take a few deep breaths or something. Because once I get myself back down, you know, then
Yeah.
it's, I mean, every time I do the stress eating, I always think, I think it was a girl on my 600-pound life said my head was hungry, my stomach wasn't hungry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every time I do it, I'm not hungry,
Right.
you know? Or if
Yeah.
I do stress eat, I need to have like last night, I thought if I'd had chicken salad made at that point,
You would have eaten that.
I could have eaten the chicken salad instead of, you know, the white chocolate chips or whatever,
Yeah.
you know? So I'm really going to work on that this week.
The deep breathing will help. So I've mentioned it, you know, I don't know, a couple of times in videos that I used to smoke.
Uh-huh.
And I know, and I firmly believed this, but when I quit smoking, you know, you smoke when you're stressed, you smoke more when you're stressed, or you
Yeah.
get stressed and you go have one that you normally wouldn't have had.
Yeah.
And it would relax me or
Yeah.
relax any smoker.
Yeah.
And I read when I quit that it's not actually the smoking that is
Right.
relaxing you. It's that you inhale that cigarette deeper. So it's the deep breath
I've
that
heard
is
that.
relieving the stress, not the smoking. So you saying, take a deep breath,
Yeah.
you know, I know you're not smoking, but
Right. No.
it's the deep. I wish I could remember what the lady on the Segway tour said, something about coming back to center. She talked about when you're on a Segway and you feel like you're freaking out, come back. It was like whoozah or something. She would do this. Whoozah.
Yeah.
But yeah. Or go for a
Yes.
walk or
Right. Or like something I've been doing at night to wean myself off of this evil thing that has games on it. is I've started knitting again. So every time I'm tempted to get on my phone, yet again for the day, I pick up my knitting. It's actually sitting right behind me on the bed, because something I tend to do too, hopefully nobody I work with is watching this, is when I'm sitting in these meetings and I've got to be there, but I really don't have to talk. I'm just kind of listening.
That's Steve.
That's one of the times I'm tempted to play a game on my phone.
Yeah.
And what I've been making myself do is pick up my knitting instead.
That's good.
My hands busy.
You had said you were gonna, because my phone is set. It goes on do not disturb at 8:30 at night.
Yeah.
Have you set yours to do that?
I have not. I'm going to do it right now.
Okay. And something else, I did it a long time ago, but I've broken the habit of it now. I used to not charge my phone in the bedroom.
Yeah, and I probably should do that too. I do charge it in my bedroom, and yeah. So we won't go into my bad phone habits, but they are numerous. Okay, hold on. I'm going to set the do not disturb right now. So
Do you have a TV? Sorry for all the wiggling on the camera for those that are watching and not listening. I'm readjusting it.
do I have what?
Do you have a TV in your room?
No.
I know that they say people shouldn't have TVs in their room, but I really disagree with that.
I watch stuff on my computer in my room.
But didn't we just do an episode on blue light on computers?
Yes. I mean, you get blue light from TVs too, don't you, though? I think all electronics give off blue light.
I bet there's some kind of screen protector or something you can put over a computer that knocks
You
the blue out or
can.
something.
And I think there's actually like a nighttime setting you can do on your computer. And so if you activate that, like at 7 at night, it goes into nighttime mode where it's supposed to reduce the glare and the blue light and all that.
Yeah.
Stuff. I'll check on that.
I know watching TV for both of us really helps us shut off. And we listen to the same audiobook every night, every single night. And it's because if we listen to something new, you fight to stay awake to hear what's going on in the story. If it's the same book, you're like, I'm so bored with this. So you can focus on what they're saying, but you're not fighting to stay awake.
Right. And that's what I do with a show people are probably sick and tired of hearing me mention, but it's my latest obsession, The Great British Baking Show. It used to be Father Brown, which is a mystery show, but it's stuff that I've watched over and over again.
Yeah.
And I do end up just rolling over and it's playing, but I'm not watching it.
Yeah.
And I think I mentioned in a previous video that I have a couple of meditation apps on my phone.
Yeah.
And I'm going to see if I know that one of them, you can schedule it to notify you about, I think they call them mindful moments. And so it'll pop up on your phone at a certain time and it gives you just like a little something to read that's meant to bring you down, or I could at least set alarms on my phone and say mental break or something.
Yeah.
So that throughout the day I could.
Yeah.
And then one more thing that I thought about too, because I was thinking yesterday about what are the things that have triggered that desire to stress eat this week. And one, I hope nobody I work with is watching this. I get irritated with people who come to meetings not prepared. It just irritates the crap out of me. It's like, this meeting has been on the calendar for a week. You know you're coming. You know what we need from you, and you did nothing to get ready. And so we spend half the meeting catching them up, and that just drives me crazy. It's driving me crazy talking about it. It's disrespectful. It's irresponsible. It's a waste of my time. This is my soapbox thing, if you can't tell.
And this is a left screen, right screen thing where I'm like, I can't fix them, so I'm just not going to worry about it.
Well, and that's what I was going to say. And I talked about this in one of the TikToks too. It was yesterday's, I think, that I need to just learn to let go of things I can't control. I think what irritates me about that is it does affect me. Like everybody on that call has 100 things they need to be working on. And in that half hour we spend catching you up and getting you to find the things you've had a week to find, I could have been doing something else.
Yeah.
But I've just got to let it go.
Yep.
And I need to also go into some situations just knowing so-and-so is usually not prepared. They're probably not going to be prepared today. So just be ready for that. Because it is certain people who do it over and over.
Mm-hmm. It's that saying, you can't fix stupid.
Yeah. And I've also started doing something. I didn't start this week. I started it, I think, 2 weeks ago. It has made a big difference. You talked about how you haven't done it for a long time, but that you used to write when you were mad. And actually, I like to write, and that is actually what got me started with loving writing is, those few difficult years I had many years ago. I wrote so much during that time, and it was huge.
It's a release.
It's like it just gets it out of my head and my body and onto the paper. And
it's interesting to see your handwriting change.
Yeah. And, when you're going through those difficult times, it's like when you're stressed, there are things that go through your head that you want to say, but it would be a bad idea to say it. But you can write it. Right?
Yep.
I can say all those horrible things I want to say to that person on paper. Right? So I'm going to say maybe a week and a half ago, I started journaling again.
Oh, good for you.
And that's huge. And I don't just do it when I'm feeling stressed, because what I have started trying to do is head off the stress. So in the morning, I'll think about, as an example, I have a meeting that blank is going to be in today. She's probably going to push some buttons. So how am I going to prevent her from pushing my buttons? What can I do before the meeting and throughout the meeting to just avoid letting her stress me out?
Right.
And then I try to do morning and night. And then at night I look back, and not just about, what stress triggers did I have today, but anything what things went well. Right? And why did they go well? What did I do or not do that made that a good thing?
Yeah.
So I can keep doing that stuff.
Tori does that. Our daughter does that with our grandson. When we went to Florida, there was a dinner where he complained about a few things, like bam, 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 right in a row. He's 6. And I thought Tori handled it so wonderfully. She's like, you said some really negative things. I mean, she was just and he looked at her when she talked. She said, I've heard you say a lot of negative things in the last few minutes about things that went wrong today. Tell me some things that went right.
Right.
And he mentioned them, and his mind, his mood totally changed. So I think it's great that you're doing that.
Yeah. And, writing them down also. And I try to keep a little list too of those things that I did write, and then remind myself of those things, and what I did to help them go right. So it kind of reinforces, hey, this worked before. Let's do that again.
Yeah.
And then on the flip side, what things went wrong today and what can I do to make them go better next time?
Yeah. And I know you have a lot on your plate, work and the channel, and now you're doing your TikTok videos, and
The TikTok TikTok videos are actually very beneficial though, especially because a couple times this week, I did more than just like say, here's what I ate. Like yesterday, I talked about stress eating. I think it was yesterday. Anyway, I didn't talk about just what I was eating, but like what stressed me and how I'm handling it and things
Right.
like that. I mean, it's almost like a video diary sometimes,
Right. I know. I
And
just know that you're busy. You do a lot. You do a
I
lot.
do. But I like it all,
Yeah.
and I think all of it, I don't want to stop doing any of it. And I think that, like my other YouTube channel, which I haven't done probably for at least a month, but that's all right. That's like my creative side. I want to keep doing that.
Right.
And I want to keep doing this because I'm passionate about fasting. Right. And I do like my job. That's not something that I want to quit.
Right.
Or could quit even if I wanted to.
You got to eat.
Yeah. So it's all, I do have a lot that I'm doing, but I love it all. So it's just, I've got to learn to manage myself a little better, I guess, manage my emotions a little better.
Yeah.
And I think it's totally normal. Maybe with the exception of you, all of us get stressed, right? I mean, you can't go through life emotionless and never getting stressed about anything, especially if you have a job. The job's just,
Yeah.
Heard someone say they call it work because it's difficult, right? So you're going to get stressed. And I think there's some things that are perfectly fine to get stressed about.
Yeah.
But it's just learning to manage that and learning to bring yourself back, keep things in perspective. Yeah.
Yeah. I know that was something that would stress Steve, and he would go, I have to stop caring more than they do.
Yeah. Well, that's a good point. Yeah. And I think that's another thing that irritates me, because if my name is on something at work, and I mean, I hope this doesn't sound like me being arrogant or anything. I do a good job, and people know I do a good job. And so it irritates me when I'm working on something with people who don't care as much about their work as I do. If I'm going to be part of this project, I want it to be really good.
Right.
And you're taking us the other direction. And that's what irritates me. And yeah. And I don't want to stop caring.
Yeah.
I want everything I put out to be good, but I can't control that other person. And, everybody knows that they come to every meeting. I'm not the only person they irritate.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Well, good for you.
Gotta let it go.
You do. Yeah. Like, and I avoid stressful things. I mean, you can't avoid work, but like celebrity news is the only news I watch. I don't watch the news because all it's going to do is stress me out and make me worry, and I can't change it. I can't fix it. So why do I want that? Why do I need that? I don't need that.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on in the world, and I'm fine with that. Ignorance really is bliss. So maybe if there's, I don't know, just tune that person out. Just can't fix her or him. I don't even know who it is.
Yeah. I mean,
could
I
give me a
can't
name
tune
and
them
I'm
out. I can't tune them out because, what they're contributing is, part of the project, or it's important. So you do have to listen to them and help them get up to speed.
Yeah.
So I can't tune them out, but I can, with a lot of work, learn to
I can't fix it.
not get angry.
Yeah.
And I know, yeah, like it works sometimes. Fortunately, I have a manager that like we can be totally transparent with her. We can say anything. And sometimes she and I are IMing each other like, seriously?
Again,
No.
this week.
Yeah. So,
Well, that's
Yeah.
good. Yeah. So deep inhales on your fake cigarettes.
yeah. There's actually, maybe I should do that. So the two apps that I have for meditation, one is Calm and the other one is Headspace. And one thing that I do on Headspace every morning, you can set up a little schedule in Headspace, a morning, an afternoon, and an evening thing. And one of my morning things is just 5 deep breaths.
Mm.
And maybe I'll look and see if there's a way to schedule those, maybe once or twice in the middle of the day or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just do it when you need it. When that person comes in and goes, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I don't have.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Bless your heart. It sucks. It really does.
Yeah. Yeah.
Little walks.
Huh?
Little walks. Get off that. Take your deep breaths on that. When you're done, go for a walk.
Yeah, I really should. I used to be really good about walking when I got stressed out.
Yeah. Just walk to the end of your street and back. I don't know how far the end of your street is, but just, 2
No,
minutes.
and I did do that actually one night after dinner, and I'm going to start trying to get in that habit too. I just walked from my apartment up to, I'm not going to say the name of my street, but up to the main street up here. And I mean, it literally took me maybe 10 minutes, but
Yeah.
it's
And if you're
10 minutes of-
stress walking, walk fast.
yeah.
Walk that.
Yeah, or I could put an Audible book, put
Yeah.
in my earbuds and listen to a book for a few minutes, or there's lots of things you can do.
Yeah.
I just have to actually do what I tell other people to do.
Yeah. You got it. You'll do it.
All right. Well, that was it.
I'm glad you talked us.
Yeah.
Talked us. Honest. Transparency. Glad you're transparent.
Yes. Well, that was one of our goals with this channel, right?
Right?
We were like, we want to keep it real. There's too many people out there that make it seem like they do fasting perfectly. And
There's no photoshopping on this channel. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Warts, pizzas, and all.
Hershey bars.
Yep.
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 All right. Well, that's it.
Good honest talk, Krista.
Thanks, Lori. Thanks for the therapy session again. I won't lie and say the check's in the mail because it's not.
All good.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you later.
All right. Happy fasting, Krista.
Thank you, Lori.
Bye.
Bye.